Another big week then for crypto markets, but the big surprise was that perhaps the Fed wasn't the only game in town. So are we poised for another bull run? Let's take a look at what's been going on. So Wednesday saw the US Federal Reserve do pretty much what everyone expected. The US central bank raised interest rates by 0.25%. That, of course, was less than had been predicted just 2 weeks ago. The US banking crisis has seemingly forced a change in monetary policy and a marginally more dovish tone as well from policymakers, and all of this has fed into crypto prices this week. Bitcoin saw some notable gains prior to that Fed decision and managed to close out the week above a key level, $28,000. That is as of Friday morning, Hong Kong time.
From an anecdotal standpoint, we are certainly seeing a little more bullishness by investors into this sector. Whether or not that trickles into another increase in user adoption, particularly with particular utility type assets, will be seen. But I think that will follow.
Ethereum was buoyed by the sentiment as well, staying above the $1,800 level. Macro remains the main driver of cryptocurrency prices. No Limit Holdings founding partner Jin Chao said that was the case.
What we've seen so far at the macro environment is, as I suspected, at a big picture level, unfortunately, this is not great for the general public, but it is long-term fundamentally good for the premise of crypto, specifically Bitcoin.
The biggest gains for the last 7 days, though, was seen in Ripple. XRP up more than 20% in the 7 days to 9 a.m. Friday morning Hong Kong. That followed speculation that the institution behind the cryptocurrency could be about to win its case against the US SEC. The securities regulator has been arguing in court that Ripple was a security, and the SEC has actually had a pretty busy week. On Wednesday, it sent a Wells notice to Coinbase, which alleged that the crypto exchange had broken the law and warned about potential legal action as a result. Coinbase shares plummeted 14% in the wake of that news. In a statement, Coinbase said, however, it was confident about its legal basis for its services, adding, quote, "Regulatory uncertainty in the crypto industry is getting worse. Instead of developing a regulatory framework for crypto, the SEC is continuing to regulate by enforcement only." Regulation by enforcement has also hit Justin Sun this week. The SEC said it was charging the crypto entrepreneur and his companies for fraud and other violations. That covers the, quote, unregistered offer and sale of crypto asset securities Tronix, TRX, and BitTorrent, BTT. Now, celebrities involved in the endorsement of these products, including Lindsay Lohan and Jay Paul, among others, were charged as well. Most of those, though, are reported to have settled with the SEC over their promotion.
The SEC could stand to use a little more consistency. But at the end of the day, I think there is a lot of action that's been priced in. What's more important is not the enforcement, but it's more the regulatory framework that comes out of all this.
In Hong Kong this week, the first of a number of conferences began, coinciding with new rules there on crypto. Speaking on a panel about the metaverse with me, Metaverse XYZ founder Kate Hancock said this.
Believe it or not, everyone's appointing Web3 blockchain at South by Southwest, and that's a reality. But in Asia, it's a whole new different behavior and buying power. So here it's so new and it's exciting, but in the West, the VCs, they're not hitting their goal, and that's a reality.
A lot of people perceive the US as sort of coming down on crypto, and that narrative has some truth behind it, but I think the bigger picture is that the US is just trying to position themselves to win in the space.
NFTs have looked resilient meanwhile this week, but they haven't quite seen similar price rises to cryptocurrencies. Global sales of NFTs were down compared to last week, but the number of unique buyers remained more or less steady, and the Forkast 500 index actually showed a 0.9% jump in the same period, suggesting marginal growth in the global multi-chain economy. Token news, though, dominated by the Arbitrum airdrop. Demand for that reportedly broke multiple websites. However, hundreds of thousands of blockchain addresses entitled to the governance tokens still haven't claimed them as of Friday morning. All right, that's it for this episode. Do like and subscribe to the video if you want to see more content like it, and let us know your thoughts about what's happening in markets down below in the comments or wherever you're watching.